This is the pre-trip for the automatic, the day cab. As I approach my truck and trailer stand at 13 feet 6 inches. My clearance lights, headlights, turn signals are clean, clear, and unbroken. My hood, my grill, and my bumper are secured, not damaged. My license plate and HUT sticker are up to date. My brush guard is secured, not damaged. Underneath, I have no leaks underneath my truck and trailer. They're not leaning. If they were, it'd be a broken tire, flat tire, broken suspension, or uneven load. This is the driver's side engine compartment. I'm gonna start off with my fluids. Power steering fluid, secured, not damaged, filled to the proper level. This is where I fill my engine oil. This is where I check my engine oil. Both of them are secured, not damaged, filled to the proper level. My dipstick, I could pull it out, wipe it off, put it back in, then pull it back out, check to see if it's in between the add and the fill mark. Next, I'm gonna do air. Right here is my air box, secured, not damaged. The filter does not need any changing. Behind that, I have an air distribution valve right here, which is secured, not damaged, not leaking air. I also have a fuel water separator that's secured, not damaged, not leaking. Next, I'm going to go with 3 things that are gear driven in the truck. The air compressor, the power steering pump right here, fuel pump, secured, not damaged, gear driven. Next, I'm going to go steering. My steering column and my U-joints are secured, not damaged, no excessive play. Runs down to my steering gearbox, which is secured, not damaged, not leaking. Power steering fluid. Next, I got my pitman arm, drag link, got upper and lower control arm, and then on my lower control arm, I have a tie rod, which is secured, not damaged, connected with castle nut and cotter pins. Next, I'm going to go suspension. My frame has no cracks, bends, illegal welds. My leaf springs, my shackles, my U-bolts, secured, not damaged, no missing leaves. Next, my shock absorber, secured, not damaged, not leaking. Next, I'm gonna go my brakes. Small wire is my ABS. This is my brake hose, secured, not damaged. My brake hose is not leaking. Runs in my brake canister, which is secured, not damaged, not leaking. Goes to my slack adjuster and my push rod. No more than 1 inch of free play. Then it goes into my brake drum, which has no cracks, bends, illegal welds. Then my brake pad, no less than 1/4 inch. The acronym I use is TPC. T stands for tread. The tread on these are no less than 4/32. They cannot be recapped. They have to be virgin tires. P stands for pressure, which is 105 PSI. C stands for no cuts, bulges, abrasions on the inner and outer sidewalls of my tire. My rim has no cracks, bends, illegal welds. Lug nuts, no rust trails or shiny threads, which indicate a loose lug. My hub is secured, not damaged, not leaking hub oil. My valve stem, centered with a metal cap. That is it. Next is my passenger side engine compartment. I'm going to start it with my fluids again. My coolant and my washer fluid is secured, not damaged, not leaking. Now I'm going to go belt driven. My AC compressor, my alternator, and below that, the red thing, is my water pump. All 3 of those are secured, not damaged, and belt driven. Then we talk about the belt itself. No less than 3/4 inch deflection. Now we go to my fan blades, which are secured, not damaged, not missing. It goes into my shroud, which is this, secured, not damaged. Then it goes to the radiator itself, which is secured, not damaged, not leaking. We go to this pipe right here, which is my intercooler pipe or my turbo line. It is secured with metal clamps, which runs back to my turbo, which is secured, not damaged. And it also runs back to my exhaust. Both of those are secured, not damaged, no signs of black soot, which would indicate a leak. Now for this, I do top down, left to right. Up top, my mirror bracket, secured, not damaged. My IFTA and my inspection for my tractor are up to date. My door handle is working properly. My door hinges are working properly. I have 3 points of contact here, up here, and on the steps. and my weather seal is intact. My turn signal is clean, clear, and unbroken. This is my battery box, which is secured, not damaged, no corrosion on the wires. My steps, secured, not damaged. Below that, I have air tanks, which are secured, not damaged, not leaking. This is my DEF, which stands for diesel exhaust fluid, which is secured, not damaged, not leaking. My fuel tank, secured, not damaged, secured with metal straps. And my fuel cap, secured, not damaged. It has a rubber O-ring and a metal chain. Behind me, I'm not worried about the air lines yet because that's coupling. I'm just doing just the tractor. No apparent damage to the side of my cab. My light back there is clean, clear, and unbroken. Now I'm going to everything else. Right here is my air dryer, which is secured, not damaged, not leaking. I also have an exhaust, which is secured, not damaged, no signs of black soot, which will indicate a leak. My frame has no cracks, bends, illegal welds. And in there is my drive shaft, which is right here. Secured, not damaged, it's not cracked, bent, or broken. I also have a stabilizer bar, which you can see the bar that goes horizontal. That is secured, not damaged. Now I'm gonna go to over here. My mud guard covers the width of my duals, not dragging. Now you're gonna go back to suspension. Everything that holds everything in place. So right here, we can see leaf springs, you got shackles, and then inside you got U-bolts. They're shaped like U's. They are secured, not damaged, not leaking. You also have a shock absorber, which is right there. Secured, not damaged, not leaking. We also have something new, which is airbags. Secured, not damaged, not leaking, fully inflated. Now we're gonna go to our brakes. Our brake hose and ABS. You see the small wire? That's ABS. We also have the brake hose. Secured, not damaged. We also have the brake canister. It's a little bigger now compared to up front. That is secured, not damaged, not leaking. Behind that plate right there, which would be right here, is my slack adjuster and push rod. That has no more than 1 inch of free play. Then you go inside the tire again. My brake drum has no cracks, bends, illegal welds, no signs of oil. My brake pad has no less than 1/4 inch. Then you go back to the tires. Because these are duals, axle 2 has no obstruction in between my duals. My bud rims are evenly spaced. Same thing with TPC. T stands for tread. The tread on these is no less than 230 seconds. They can be recapped. Pressure is 105 PSI. C is no cuts, bulges, abrasions on the inner and outer sidewalls of my tire. My rim has no cracks, bends, illegal welds. Lug nuts, no rust trails or shiny threads, which indicate a loose lug. My hub is secured, not damaged, not leaking. My valve stem, right here, is centered with a metal cap. There is no other axle. This is just axle 2. My mud flap covers the width of my duals, not dragging. I also have DOT tape on the bumper, and then my lights back there are clean, clear, and unbroken. So now we're going to do coupling. Coupling consists of air lines and fifth wheel, which is over here. My red is my emergency, blue is my service, green is my electrical line. My red and blue lines are connected to my truck up there with metal fittings, connected to my trailer with glad hands and rubber seals. My electrical line is connected to my truck and trailer using a locking tab. You can see it over here. They are secured, not damaged, and free from the catwalk. Still part of coupling, we go to fifth wheel. There is no daylight in between the apron, which is up here, and the fifth wheel, which will indicate a high hook. My fifth wheel handle is in the lock position. My pivot pin is secured, not damaged. I also have mounting bolts. They are secured to the platform, which is secured to the frame right here. My fifth wheel is also on a sliding fifth wheel. That is in the lock position, okay? There is a bolt up there that will slide this fifth wheel. It's in the lock position. That's all you have to say. Then we come back here. The jaws are wrapped around the shank of the kingpin, which you could see in there. The fifth wheel, the kingpin is straight and true, and the fifth wheel is properly greased. Now we're going to do the front of the trailer. No apparent damage to the front of my trailer. My placards are in neutral position. Now we're going to go to the side. Same thing, reading a book, top down, left to right. Up top, I have a marker light that's clean, clear, and unbroken. My inspection is up to date. I have DOT tape that runs alongside my trailer at least 50%. Once again, my apron secured, not damaged. My cross members, right when it hooks right here, you have cross members that start. Secured, not damaged, none missing. My landing gear is in the fully raised position. My handle is in the stowed position. And my sand pedals or landing gear feet are secured, not damaged. We're gonna keep walking. Placards in the neutral position. Turn signals clean, clear, and unbroken. Now we're gonna go under. My air lines have to be at least 18 inches off the ground, not dragging. Now we're gonna go back to suspension. I have leaf springs, shackles, and U-bolts are secured, not damaged, no signs of missing leaves. That's all I have for suspension. Next, I'm gonna go brakes. My brake hose and ABS are secured, not damaged, not leaking for my brake hose. I have ABS because I have an ABS light back there. My brake canisters, secured, not damaged, not leaking. Behind those, I have a slack adjuster and push rod, no more than 1 inch of free play. Then I go to my brake drum, has no cracks, bends, illegal welds, no signs of oil. And I have a brake pad, no less than 1/4 inch. Now right here, before I do my third and fourth axle, I have a sliding tandem. So I have a tandem handle that's in the lock position. I have 2 pins on the rail, one right here and one back here. Sorry, back here more. They're locked. I have 2 pins on this side, 2 pins on the other side. Now I'm going to my axle 3 and 4. TPC again. T stands for tread. The tread on these is 2/32. They can be recapped. Pressure is 105 PSI. C stands for no cuts, bulges, abrasions on the inner and outer sidewalls of my tire. My rim has no cracks, bends, no illegal welds. Lug nuts, no rust trails or shiny threads, which would indicate a loose lug. Hub is secured, not damaged, not leaking. Valve stem is centered with a metal cap. This axle is the same as this. Tell them that so you don't have to repeat it. This is my ABS, so we know we have ABS in the trailer. My marker light, it's clean, clear, and unbroken. Notice how it's red in color and orange up there. Now we're going to the back. All my lights are clean, clear, and unbroken. I have DOT tape on the top corners, bottom of the door, bottom of the bumper. My door is in the lock position. Placards in the neutral position. My door cables are secured, not damaged. My bumper is secured, not damaged. My license plate is up to date. My mud flaps cover the width of my duals, not dragging. After this, you would say, would you like to check my lights? So after we did our outside pre-trip, we're gonna come inside. The first thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put my seatbelt on, and over here, I'm gonna turn on my lights. Now, I'm gonna tell the examiner, which is our guest right here, that I'm gonna perform my static brake test. The first thing I'm gonna do is ask them, would you like me to chalk my wheels? They're gonna tell me no. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave the truck. You can leave it in neutral. I'm gonna turn it to the off position without having my foot on the brake. Turn the truck off. Turn it to the on position and push in my spring brakes. It's very important you push these in. Now I'm going to have my foot on the brake pedal. I'm looking for no more than 4 psi loss in 1 minute. Okay, so I'm looking at this for the sake of the video. I did not lose no more than 4 psi loss in 1 minute. Next, I'm going to fan down my brake at or before 60 psi for my buzzer and audible air to appear. And I'm looking at my gauges. So now my buzzer sound and my audible air appeared, which is right here, this little red one right here. Next, I'm going to fan down my brakes, again, between 20 and 40 psi for my spring brakes to pop out. So I'm going to fan my brakes, and I'm watching my spring brakes for them to pop out, which they just did. That concludes my static brake test. I'm going to do a safe neutral start and build it back up. Okay, now as my air pressure builds up from my static, I'm going to do an in-cab inspection. I'm going to start with my visors. They're secured, not damaged, both of them. Now I'm going to do my windows. Driver's side mirror, my passenger mirror are clean, clear, and unbroken, adjusted to me. Driver's side window, windshield, passenger window, clean, clear, and unbroken. Next, I'm going to go with my gauges. I have enough depth for the trip. My engine oil, my oil pressure is secured, not damaged. Sorry, engine oil is working properly. Water temperature is working properly. My oil pressure is working properly. My tachometer is working properly. My speedometer is working on the way here. My voltmeter is reading above 14 volts. I have enough fuel for the trip. My primary and my secondary air gauges are currently building up air. My steering wheel has no more than 2 inches of play. My city horn, my air horn. Oh, it doesn't want to go. Are working properly. My left directional, my right directional. My high beams are working properly. My four-ways are working properly. I have no obstruction between my brake and my accelerator. Now we come to the side over here. My mirror heat is off. Engine brake is off. My hill assist is enabled. My air suspension's in the auto position. Fifth wheel slide is in the unlock position. My interaxle differential is in the lock position. My parked regen is off right now. My radio's off. My spring brakes are set right now. They're out. My defrost and my floor heater are working properly. I also forgot to mention my wipers are working properly. My wiper fluid is working properly. Behind me, I have 3 reflective triangles. Over here, I have a fully charged fire extinguisher that has a pin, and it's in the green. I also have spare fuses up here and in the glove compartment. Okay, most importantly, my seat belt has 3 points of contact. It's not cut or frayed, and it's working properly. So my third and final test inside is going to be my Tuggen 50. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have my foot on the brake. I'm going to put it in drive. And I'm testing my trailer brake right now. So I'm going to push in my parking brake. And I'm going to give it 2 light tugs. 1, 2. My trailer and tractor are firmly connected. Now I'm going to do the opposite. Push out my parking brake. Push in my trailer brake, because I'm testing my parking brake right now. And I'm going to give it 2 light tugs. Put it back in drive. Two light tugs. 1, 2. Now I don't have a trailer handbrake. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push both these in. I'm making sure I'm over 90 pounds of air. You want actually 100. And I'm gonna roll ahead 50 feet or 5 miles an hour. And I'm testing my brake pedal right here. Roll ahead and stop. I'm testing my service brake pedal. My vehicle did not pull to the left or to the right. All my brakes are working properly. I'm ready for my skills.